welcome difficulty, learn the alchemy true human beings know. The moment you accept what troubles you, the door opens. The moment you accept what troubles we are given, the moment we accept the troubles we are given, the door opens. We, being the conscious choice makers, not the personality, not the ego, learn to welcome difficulty as a familiar comrade, as a friend. Difficulty is a friend. We need to start to create different relationships with the things that we want to get out of our life, because the difficulties are what needs to be embraced. Those are the dark places. Make a friend of it. Joke with torment brought by the friend. The friend is with a capital F. The friend is the one that knows what the soul needs. In order for the soul to have the challenges that will bring it to wisdom, to learn how to reconnect with the source from which it was birthed and which it's longing to return to. The original connection, the original source, the abundance is coming from the source of abundance. And the source of abundance is what created our souls. Our souls come from abundance, not from lack. We were not created in lack. We were created in blessing. We were created from the abundance that birthed the cosmos. The abundance is abundantly abounding in the midst of our feeling lack. Welcome the difficulty as a familiar comrade. Joke with torment brought by the friend. Sorrows are the rags of old clothes and jackets that serve to cover and then are taken off. The sorrows are the rags, they're covering, they're the clothes and the jackets that are covering, but they need to be taken off. That undressing and the beautiful, beautiful naked body underneath, that vulnerability, that rawness. The rawness is underneath the sorrows. That undressing and the beautiful body, that beautiful, vulnerable soul. Underneath is the sweetness that comes after grief. Grief needs to be something that we welcome as a familiar comrade, because it's a difficulty that we have been not welcoming, and not welcoming difficulty will not allow us to learn the alchemy true human beings. The poems are to inspire, to enliven, to light up something. Rumi's poems are from the soul, spoken to the souls. The conductor needs to make the conscious choice to start to think about welcoming the difficulty rather than figuring out how to get rid of it. To become friendly, friendlier with ourselves, to become more friendly, To want to be more friendly might be the first thing. Do you want to be more friendly to yourself? Would you like to live with the person you are? Instead of wishing we were different people? We can't be different people. We can only be the difficult people that we are. So that we can learn the alchemy that true human beings know. So this is another poem that kind of helps with that perspective. This is, this may be one of the most read poems that I read. That I read anyway. It's called The Guest House, and it's also by Rumi. Rumi's presenting perspectives to live from, not to read about. They're not philosophies. They're an invitation into our lives. They're an invitation into a way of living. They're calling out to your soul. Does this enliven your soul? Does it kindle or rekindle the fire? The passion to want that thing, that connection, that whatever it is, what is it? It's the reconnection to the original disconnection that caused the original healing, and that's the tearing away or the ripping apart that the soul actually needs to experience in order to gain wisdom and embodiment. Through the experiences in physical life and physical form, the souls, our souls, you, must first separate from the oneness that created us. We had to separate. We had to separate from the one that is our creator, so that we could learn to reconnect. Not because we were bad. It would be good if we could wake up one morning with the idea that we're not bad, that the idea that we're bad is a bad idea to have. That's not a good idea for us to carry around. We need to actually feed ourselves positive thoughts because of how many negative thoughts there's been, like over and over and over, for years and years and years. It's like you need to tip the scales consciously. If you're thinking about how bad we are, or what's not good, we need to start to consciously choose an intentional positive thinking practice. Also, if there's a part in you that's saying you're bad, is there a part that's believing it? Or does everybody just believe it in there? Does anybody say, wait a second, can we check that out? Can we have the proof of this? Are you sure? Just to stop the intake of negative thoughts. This is the guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, sadness, loneliness, fear, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and attend them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thoughts, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Joke with torment brought by the friend. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Welcome and attend them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. What is that furniture that he's talking about? That these crowd of sorrows come and they violently sweep your house empty of the furniture. It's the furniture. That furniture is the stuff we know, the stuff that makes us comfortable. The sorrows come and it takes away our comfort. What happens then? What happens then? What do we do then when what we're holding on to gets swept away? When we feel disconnected? Where do we find our connection? The invitation is to find a connection to the source of abundance that already resides within each and every one of us. Young, old, sick, healthy, rich, poor, male, female, young or old, boy or girl. Be able to cultivate a relationship with what's already in you, that's found in stillness, is not something that anybody can give to you. And it's not something that you could pay for, yet it will give you riches that cannot be compared to in this world. That's the relationship between the conductor, which could be seen as that light of consciousness, which it is, or you could say the only begotten, what was birthed out of, what was born out of, or came from the mother, father, creator energy. That offspring, you can say, was the Christ mind. That's not the body of the person, but the mind that's in each person that came to us in an example of a fully developed Christ, a fully embodied Christ, light. That light was manifested through the form. The form, we've talked about this before, you could say is the portable dwelling place or the tabernacle. The portable dwelling place for the divine presence is the tabernacle, and your body is the tabernacle. The teachings that have been around 2,000 years or longer, we need to embody, make them alive within us. How do we become Not how do we learn about, but how do we become the one we're seeking. So the relationship that the conductor has with this place within you, within the tabernacle, the place of the Holy of Holies, where you meet the divine presence, is a place of stillness. It's a place of quiet. It's a place that's always there in the midst of whatever is there, because everything arose from that place. And that place never moves. There's no place for it to go. And it's always there. Omnipresent, omnipotent, just like, the words for God. God's closer than our breath. The Creator's, it's there before the breath. If there was no Creator, there would be no inspiration for breath to be breathed. So it's already in us. What we're seeking for, what we're working hard for. Could it be that it gets realized by stopping all the work and stopping all the hard and just being